All right. Hey, man, how y'all doing today? Hope y'all doing good, staying well, staying healthy, all that great stuff, man. And listen. Today, we reacted to Group B when rallying get too fast, man. I've been seeing the comments, you know what I mean? I reacted to rally racing my first time. And there's a couple of comments talking about I should react to Group B rally racing. And it was crazy. Group B rally racing was crazy. You know what I mean? This is old school rally racing. So I'm gonna see what y'all talking about, bro. I'm gonna see what y'all talking about. You know, we here now. We here. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. You know what I mean? We gonna come up. We gonna come up. You know what I mean? Just know that we gonna come up, man. You know what I mean? Changes will be made in the future, but right now Enough said, man. You know what I mean? Roll to 20K. We're going to keep grinding over here, keep doing our thing. And, yeah, without further ado, let's get straight to it, man. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hit the like button. Hold up. Hit the like button. Second of all I saw was, I didn't know what all this was up until I pressed play.
The Audi Quad.
Homie. Homie. Hey, listen. Okay. Y'all literally about to kiss the car, bro. That's how close y'all daggone.
Lancia
y'all about to kiss the car, bro.
And the Peugeot 205 T16, some of the most...
Boy. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try my very best not to pause too much. And I know this dude's talking. We got someone commenting over the video, so I'm gonna try not to talk too much over him. But hold up.
037 and the Peugeot 205 T16, some of the most iconic names in rallying. Cars that pushed the limits of what was possible in a way that we haven't seen since. It was called Group B and is still held as the golden era of rallying. Group B was a class where manufacturers were allowed to go all out.
I'll tell you what, bro. Hey, you ain't gonna see none of my people over there. I guarantee. Hey, listen, you ain't gonna see no black folks in the crowd like that, man. Listen, we avoid danger. We avoid danger, man. We got nothing to do with, you know what I mean, situations like these. We avoid danger like this, man. You know what I mean? This right here. Oh no, this ain't it. No, this ain't it. Oh no. No thrill at this bad boy right here. Not for me. Not for me.
Group B was a class where manufacturers were allowed to go all out with almost unlimited power, crazy aerodynamics, and new exotic materials. It brought about new technologies like four-wheel drive.
At any moment, somebody can get hurt badly. Somebody get hurt. And I ain't talking about the dude in the car. What the heck?
Automatic gearboxes.
I ain't talking about the dude in the car.
Charging systems. However, it was only for the bravest of drivers. The hugely powerful cars needed a lot of manhandling to thread them through the tight, twisty stages, away from huge drops and dodging a sea of spectators. But how did this come about, and what can we learn from the crazy cars that won in the Group B era? Rallying went wild in the 80s. The FIA wanted to attract more manufacturers and so created a class that would give...
Hey, that just really show how skilled they are, though. Because you, like, bro, you drive in the crowd like that, like we saw in the first couple of clips, just going straight through, drifting, that's real, like, superb driving, bro. No cap. Expertise driving right
there, FIA wanted to attract more manufacturers and so created a class that would give the designers pretty much free rein.
That's impressive.
No power limits, no regulations on boost, and whatever exotic materials you liked.
Look at that.
Rally cars over the years have been largely based on road cars, with rules tightening and loosening on how close the relationship has to be between the stock car and the ones that actually race the stage. For example, in the Group A class, the manufacturers have to produce 5,000 road-going versions of the car before it is allowed to compete. In Group B, to lower the costs and interest manufacturers, they ruled that only 200 cars needed to be produced. Group B also allowed almost endless modifications to be made, meaning the rally cars were nothing like the road cars at all. This approach really worked, attracting many manufacturers to Group B, names like Lancia, Porsche, Peugeot, Audi, Toyota, Ford, as well as so many more.
Oh, they was going crazy with them joints, huh?
Championship in the first year of Group B with the O.
Man, I'm gonna tell you where I'm at. If I am anywhere in this crowd, bro, boy, I'm all the way far to the left, on top of a rock, looking over. I'm the one to where something go down, boy, I'm the first one out. Boy, my car right there.
Drivers' Championship in the first
my car right there
with the O37. It was the last rear-wheel drive car to win in the WRC. It was incredibly light, using fiberglass and Kevlar for the body, and was powered by a mid-mounted 250 horsepower engine.
Sheesh.
It has much larger wings than many cars of the time, with a huge rear spoiler to stabilize the car at high speeds. It was supercharged to avoid turbo lag, and it was incredibly quick on the tarmac stages. However, it wasn't quite as quick on loose surfaces. So in stepped Audi with the Quattro, one of the most innovative rally cars of all time, a true game changer. It had an inline 5 engine with a very clever turbocharging system that produced over 450 brake horsepower. It had a small valve that kept the turbo spooled even when off throttle, meaning there was very little turbo lag, making the car quick out of the tight turns. The Audi also had a very aggressive aero kit with a huge spoiler at the front of the car and an even bigger wing on the back. This was one of the first sophisticated uses of aerodynamics in rallying. Drivers said it made the car extremely stable at high speed. The insane power was put through a clever semi-automatic gearbox and drove all 4 wheels. It was the first car to use a 4-wheel drive system effectively.
Okay.
Before this, many manufacturers stuck to rear-wheel drive as they thought the additional weight would outweigh any time gains from the extra traction. And yes, the Audi was very heavy, and the 4-wheel drive system meant the weight was higher up than you would like in a rally car normally. But despite the compromised dynamics, it worked. The Audi had more power than the rest of the field, but could also use it more effectively.
Hey, look at that smooth right there. Look at that.
Power than the rest of the field, but could also use it more
that's smooth.
effectively, deploying more power even on surfaces like gravel, dirt, and ice. Audi won its first race with the car and didn't really stop after that. They shaved seconds, if not minutes, off stage times.
I ain't gonna cap, bro. Hey, listen. I got nothing against, you know, I mean, the person talking about the video. I just don't do too well, like reacting to videos that have to do with talking over the video too. You know what I mean? It feel like class. It feel like class, and I start not paying attention.
The 4-wheel drive system really changed the game in rallying.
You know what I mean? It feel like a lecture.
But the Audi dominance
Try to pay
didn't
attention to
last
see what
long.
he's talking
Peugeot came
about.
out with a car that would
I'm like,
expose
okay.
the weaknesses of the
You know,
Quattro.
talking about horsepower,
They
the
used
brakes,
a similar
spoiler, you know what I
4-wheel
mean? I
drive
get it, I
system,
get it.
but packaged it very
The
differently.
modifications.
Their secret was that they really nailed
went crazy.
car's dynamics. They built the car to look like the road-going 205, a small hatchback. It had a very short wheelbase, which generally makes cars more nimble at low speeds with the trade-off of less stability at high speeds. However, rally stages are often so tight and twisty that this strategy paid off for Peugeot. They also did so tight and twisty that this strategy paid off for Peugeot.
You see dude's leg go up, that's when you're too close. Too daggone close, man. When you gotta put your leg up like, bro. Alright.
Also did everything they could to keep the weight central. They fitted a 1.8 litre engine in the middle of the car, although it didn't have the clever anti-lag system that the Audi did. So the drivers used an old trick to keep the turbo spooled up. They left foot braked for the corners while staying on the throttle. This kept the turbo spooled up and gave them immediate power on the exit. But what was really unusual about the 205 was the orientation they mounted the engine in. Normally, race cars have longitudinal mounted engines with the crank parallel with the direction of the car. However, Peugeot fitted it in a transverse orientation, and instead of mounting the gearbox below the engine like in the Audi, Peugeot mounted it to the side. This meant that the majority of the weight in the car was between the two axles and could be mounted lower, making the car much more nimble and responsive in the corners.
Okay.
Low centre of gravity means the car doesn't roll too much, and if it's in the centre of the chassis, the car is easier to rotate in the corners. The 205's weight distribution wasn't 50-50 though, it placed around 60% of the weight on the rear wheels.
Got you.
In simple terms, rearward weight distribution promotes oversteer and frontward weight distribution creates more understeer. This rearward bias meant the car was easier to turn in and control through the turns. You can really see this if you watch the Audi through the corners. The Audi was very front heavy and produced a lot of understeer. The drivers are trying to neutralise this with the throttle, but they have to correct the car several times through the corner. The Quattro understeers, then oversteers, then understeers again through a turn. The drivers really have to wrestle it through the corner. The Quattro was by no means an easy car to drive. Now look at the Peugeot. There is one smooth
I ain't gonna try that.
and the car looks much more balanced and easy to
driving
drive.
that joint.
There is no wonder it was quicker. It's incredible to watch as these drivers control
tell
the
that
car
joint
when
hard
at
to
crazy
control,
speeds
for
on
sure.
tight
That
and
joint's
twisty
very
rally
hard to
stages.
control, man.
Also not forgetting they are
I do
threading
not
the
want
car
no
through
parts
a
about
sea
it.
of spectators on the stage. But why are the fans allowed to be so close to the cars?
Yeah. Let me know about
The
that.
stages are public roads, meaning anyone allowed to be so close to the cars.
I want to know this.
The stages are public roads, meaning anyone could go and spectate. However, it meant that many got extremely close to the cars.
That's facts.
Back then, people did get hit, but it was considered to be part of the challenge for the drivers. They often kept it pinned and had to hope that the fans would get out the way in time. This guy even had to jump over a passing car. Many manufacturers understood that Peugeot's approach was the way to go, all producing smaller, short wheelbase cars with all the weight in the middle. MG created the Metro with a distinctive boxy shape and a huge front wing, and the Renault 5 took a similar approach too. However, it was Lancia that did it the best. They finally scrapped rear-wheel drive.
That's some good turning right there.
However, it was Lancia that did it the best. They finally scrapped rear-wheel drive after being uncompetitive all year. So they created the Lancia Delta S4, a short wheelbase four-wheel drive monster. Firstly, they developed an engine with a genius twin charging system. They fitted a supercharger to avoid the lag of a turbo, a bit like the Lancia 037. However, this created less power at high revs. As a supercharger is directly driven by the engine, it can provide boost at low revs, but saps more and more power as the revs climb. So what Lancia did was fit an additional turbocharger that would provide boost at high revs. So low-end boost was provided by the supercharger before cutting out and letting the turbo take over at higher revs.
I'm trying to keep up, man. I'm trying to keep up. I don't know too much about cars. You know what I mean? I don't know too much about cars. I'm studying about it. I am. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to keep up. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna act like I'm a professor and I just know everything he talking about. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep up with this stuff, man.
This meant the Delta S4 was amazingly powerful and had the grip to put it down onto the stage. It took many wins before eventually bringing the Group B era to a close. This era of rallying was amazing to watch. Incredibly fast cars and amazing drivers all pushing to the limits of what's possible.
It's very impressive to see this though.
Every year and
all jokes aside, it's very impressive
with incredible engineering.
Because
however, you can't,
like I said, especially when you're driving in crowds, that's a huge challenge, bro. That is a huge challenge, bro. Crowds of people. The slightest turn can get your car to just to lose control, bro. You know, a lot of people could get hurt. You know what I mean? So the fact that they drive and they poise and how they drift, especially the drifting through crowds, and you drifting, and the butt of the car is literally sniffing the people. Like, maybe it's the other way around. The people are sniffing the butt of the car. You know what I mean? They that close.
Extremely dangerous. The cars were.
That's insane. That's superb driving. Like I said, bro, that's masterclass type driving, man. That's masterclass type driving. If I would have want to learn how to drive for real, you know what I mean? Through snow, like whatever conditions. Man, I want to learn from the people that drove in these type of situations through freaking crowds and, you know what I mean?
Were too powerful,
no cap,
difficult to drive, and
I
not
trust
enough
you
emphasis was put on the safety of drivers and spectators. The biggest issue was the minimum weight rule. Cars could weigh as little as 890 kilograms. So to be competitive, manufacturers would do anything they could to get this limit down. This created a breed of cars that were very fragile and not up to the job of protecting.
Their reaction speed on like 100.
Many of the drivers explained that if this weight limit was higher,
they kids are safe. You take their kids to school, hey, listen, they kids are super safe, man. They got to ever worry about no car accidents, no nothing, man. You got the best drivers in the world.
Drivers in a crash.
You know what I mean?
Many of the drivers explained that
hold up. I got to see what you're talking
kilograms. So to be competitive, manufacturers would do anything they could to get this limit down. This created a breed of cars that were very fragile and not up to the job of protecting drivers in a crash.
Got you.
Many of the drivers explained that if this weight limit was higher, more strengthening could have been added to better protect the drivers in a crash. Several huge crashes happened. In Portugal, Santos crested a rise in his Ford RS200. He lost control and went off the course, horrifically injuring 31 spectators and killing 3.
Dang.
All the teams immediately pulled out of the rally and it left Group B hanging on by a thread. A few months later, the final blow came. Lancia's Henri Toivonen was the championship favourite when he lost control late in a fast turn. He was winning by a huge margin when he and his co-driver Sergio Cresto came flying off the road, heading down a steep hill. The impact ruptured the fuel tank, spilling fuel over the red-hot turbocharger, sending the car up in flames. After the incident, it was barely recognisable as a car, and both Henry and Sergio were killed in the crash.
Dang, bro.
This led to many manufacturers pulling out, and the FIA ended the Group B class the following year. You should watch this video where I explain what it takes to modify a rally car to set the outright record at Pikes Peak.
Wow. Wow. Sad to hear, bro. For real, man. Man. That's crazy, bro. Man. Group B rally racing, bro. Obviously. No joke. It's no joke, man. You know? Y'all 100% right in the comments, man. Y'all 100% right in the comments, man. This still no joke. Whole different level. You know what I mean? Wow. Great video from this dude right here, man. You know what I mean? I know I said what I said, talking about, you know, I don't do too well when people talk about over the videos. And like I said, it feel like a lecture. But nah, this dude did a good job explaining things. You know what I mean? He did a good job with the content, you know, so I was able to get through. No cap. There'd be some people that just like it'd be tough. It'd be tough to get through. I can't even lie. You know what I mean? But nah, this dude did a good job, man. Great video, bro. Great video, man. Yeah, that's gonna do it right here, bro. Group B rally racing. Wowzers. If you got anything else for me to react to, bro, recommend in the comments. I might just check it out. You know what I mean? Any like compilations of whether it's real insane racing or crashes. I don't really want to watch too many crashes about people like getting hurt and stuff. You know, I don't really want to like do all that. As long as the person's okay, you feel me? But you know, that's it comes with it. But the extreme stuff, man. If you got anything for me to react to, let me know in the comment section. And yeah, that's gonna do it. Sorry to hear about those two men that passed away, bro. Real talk, man. But yeah, that's gonna do it again. We're on the road to 20K. Hit the sub button, subscribe, join the fam. We're gonna keep growing. We're gonna keep doing our thing. And yeah, hope I stay well, stay healthy, stay blessed. Like us very much, man. Peace. I'm out. Woo!